Some battles are fought in silence. But for Daniel, the war was constant, unseen, unprovable. Every glance was a warning. Every coincidence was a conspiracy. He wasn't losing touch with reality. He was trapped in a version of it only he could see. Disclaimer: this conversation is a fictional dramatization. Always seek the advice of qualified medical professionals. Meet Daniel. He's 31 years old, a junior associate at a corporate law firm. He's sharp, driven, and private. He worked hard to build a life that made sense until it didn't. For the past 3 months, Daniel's world has been shifting. What started as heightened awareness has evolved into something more troubling. Something that makes him question everyone and everything around him. At work, Daniel sits at his cluttered desk, surrounded by legal files and sticky notes with single letters and cryptic phrases. He obsessively scans a document. Michael, his colleague, approaches with concern. "You've been working on that file all morning, man. The partners are expecting the brief by noon," Michael says. Daniel, focused without looking up. Something's off. Look, third letter of each line spells lies. They're embedding messages in the contract. Michael chuckles nervously. "That's just standard formatting, Daniel." Daniel finally looks up. "No. It's a code. Someone's trying to sabotage the deal. I just don't know who yet." Michael's smile dies. He watches Daniel for a moment longer, then he walks away, troubled. At home, Daniel's once orderly apartment has been transformed. Walls are covered in diagrams, emails, photos, red string. Daniel smooths foil over a window, whispering to himself. "They're listening through the smart bulbs, tracking me through my phone. Everyone thinks I'm paranoid. But what if I'm the only one seeing the truth?" The apartment door opens. Clara, his younger sister, steps in using her spare key. "Daniel? What's going on here?" Clara asks. Daniel spins around, alarmed. "You didn't text before coming." "Why?" "You haven't returned my calls in 5 days." "I had to," Clara replies. "Or maybe you're checking for someone else," he accuses. Clara takes a step back. "You're scaring me, Daniel," she says. "You too?" "I knew it. You're part of it," he says. "Daniel, what's wrong with you?" Clara asks, her voice breaking. Daniel's voice rises. "Someone is after my life. Clara, can't you see that?" Tears form in Clara's eyes. "No one is after your life, Daniel. I think you need help." Reality begins to dawn on Daniel as he sees the fear in his sister's eyes. Not fear of some external threat, but fear of what he's become. The next day, Daniel sits across from Dr. Harper, a calm psychiatrist. "Dr. Harper, what you're describing is called psychosis, specifically paranoid delusions. It means your brain is misfiring, sending false signals. It's interpreting neutral things, a glance, a word, a coincidence as threats," she explains. "Your mind isn't broken. It's trying to protect you from danger. But the danger it sees isn't real. It just feels that way. And that's what makes it so overwhelming," she adds. Daniel whispers, "So, I'm actually sick?" "You have a treatable condition, and we can approach it several ways. Antipsychotic medication to reduce the intensity of the thoughts. Cognitive behavioral therapy to help you test those thoughts instead of obeying them. Family psychoeducation so Clara can support you safely. And most importantly, sticking to treatment, even when your mind tries to convince you otherwise," Dr. Harper explains. "What if I don't believe you?" Daniel asks. Dr. Harper smiles kindly. "That's okay. We'll start there with honesty and build trust from the ground up," she says. A few weeks later, no foil. Sunlight pours in. The walls are bare. Clara sits at the table, sipping tea. Daniel joins her with a small smile. "Clara, it's been a while since I've seen you like this." "Daniel, I still get the thoughts. But now I ask, is this fear or the illness talking?" "Clara, that's the brother I remember." "Daniel, it's still hard sometimes, but I'm getting better." She hugs him gently. In one of his follow-up sessions, Daniel speaks with more clarity. "I'm learning to slow the spiral, to sit with uncertainty without jumping to conclusions," Daniel tells Dr. Harper. "That's healing, Daniel. Not the absence of fear, But knowing when fear isn't telling the truth, Dr. Harper responds. I told Clara about my progress. She hugged me, and for the first time in months, I didn't wonder if she had ulterior motives, Daniel shares. That's your brain learning to trust again. Recovery isn't about never having suspicious thoughts. It's about not letting them control your life, Dr. Harper explains. Recovery is not a destination, but a daily choice. To question the voice that whispers danger, where none exists. Daniel's journey with psychosis continues, with good days and challenging ones. The medication helps quiet the loudest voices of paranoia, while therapy provides tools to navigate the whispers that remain. If you see yourself in Daniel's story, please reach out. Psychosis is treatable. The voices that feel so real, the threats that seem so imminent, the patterns that appear so clear, they can be understood, managed, and overcome. Healing starts with one brave step toward clarity. You don't have to face this alone.